Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose when boxing rankings go wrong. Man, I was out here taking a look at the boxing rankings. I haven't really looked at it in a while. And man, I couldn't believe the fighters who have just finagled their way into the rankings and out of the rankings. Let's start off with the heavyweight division. Alexander Usyk is still the big dog. But man, it's really a shock for me to look at these rankings as of 30 December. Not see Wilder, not see Dillian White, not see Tyson Fury, not see Anthony Joshua. I'm telling you, they're in with the new and out with the old. Fabio Wardley, man, I really enjoy watching him fight. He can scrap. Fabio Wardley will tranquilize you. But how the hell did he get ranked number one? They don't even have Joseph Parker on here anymore. Y'all notice that? Now you look at number two, it's Caballero. You can understand Caballero being ranked pretty high in here because of the business that he's done, but he has a big opportunity coming up in January in Germany. And then after that, hoping to go and fight for a title. Will it happen? I don't know. But Caballero, I personally think Caballero deserves to be ahead of Wardley, but it doesn't really matter what I think. It is what it is. Daniel Dubois is still hanging on at number three. You know, I don't really even know what to think about this, man. Because Dubois coming off a loss, but he's back in training. That 1, 2, 3, I don't know. I don't know about it. But then Hrgovic, most people think Hrgovic doesn't even belong on here. But he's ranked number 4. Zhang, I don't know why this man has been so inactive after the Caballero loss. I don't know what's going on with him, but I think I read something the other day. Zhang is back in training. Sure, he'll be announcing a fight soon. And Martin Bakole, I know he's going to be fighting soon. He's training. Atama was supposed to fight in December, but he turned down a fight against Frank Sanchez. If he would have taken that fight against Sanchez, he would have been dropped from all of the other sanctioning bodies. I'm going to get into that here when I scroll down. Ajagba, I have no idea why Ajagba is still in the rankings. Absolutely not. Torres Jr., kind of understand the direction they're trying to take him. He's with Top Rank. He's ranked number 9. And then Garcia. But I still, when I look at these rankings, I got to be honest with you. Maybe because I'm so used to seeing other faces on here. But when I'm looking at the work that fighters have done, I'm not sure I agree with some of these guys being ranked, at least by the ring in the top 10. But again, Turkey al Sheikh, when Turkey's in the house every day, it's Thanksgiving. They're gonna do what they want. And when you come down here and you take a look, Fabio Wardley is a WBO champion, Usyk's the IBF, WBC, and WBA. Caballero is a WBC interim, and Gassiev is a WBA world heavyweight champion. Now, for Atama, if he would have went forward and fought Frank Sanchez, I think for an IBF fight, he would have been, I think it was the IBF. But the bottom line, he would have been dropped from 3 of the sanctioning bodies. And he likes the way he's ranked. If you take a look at Moses Atama underneath the WBO column, he's ranked number 1. If you take a look for the IBF, he's ranked number 14. But you look at him in the WBC, he's ranked number 4. And you look at him in the WBA, he's ranked number 1. So you can understand why he's like, nah, I'm not trying to come here and fight Frank Sanchez and lose my position in the other sanctioning bodies when there's more of a chance of him going into a title shot with Usyk. Fabio Wardley for the WBO, I don't think so. They're stablemates. I don't think they'll fight each other. But if the money's right, you just never know. But this is the breakdown of the 4 sanctioning bodies for the heavyweight division. And looking at the WBO, you got Atama, Hrgovic, Zhang, Dubois. Jared Anderson somehow still in the mix. Chisora, shockingly, is in the mix. Jalalov, Torres, AJ, Jermaine Franklin still floating around. Very interesting. You can just come over and skim over the IBF. How the hell they got Derek Chisora ranked number 2, I don't know. I don't know how Chisora's ranked over anybody, but it is what it is. Then Coley's ranked number 1 by the WBC. Somebody make it make sense. because it makes none. And then the WBA, Lanier Perro, Coley, guy named Nelson, his son, need to do a video on him because I have no idea who this dude is. Matter of fact, he's actually ranked in the WBO at number 7, and then he's ranked number 4 by the WBA, so I need to get up to speed on him. I have no idea who that guy is, but I'll do some videos on him. I'll probably do one on him after I finish this one. And you come down to cruiserweight, well, we all know who the big dog is at cruiserweight, and that's Jai Apataya. Jai Apataya will whip your ass. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. He's the big dog at 200 pounds cruiserweight, man. I don't know what's going to be next for him. Matter of fact, they were talking about him fighting. It was not Billum Smith. Somebody else. I just read it the other day. I can't remember. But there's a fight they're trying to line up. And some people are saying Jai Apataya runs the risk of losing the fight. So I should have did the video while I was fresh on my brain, but who cares? But anyway, you got Zurdo Ramirez ranked at number 1. He's not going to be lasting there too long because he's about to fight David Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo weekend. David Benavidez should clip Ramirez, but I'm surprised to see how many people feel that Ramirez is going to beat David Benavidez. I was shocked. They talk about his boxing ability, his spacing, his patience, his ability to control distance, and his high volume of punches. But to that I say, in the most respectful way, David Benavidez and Zurdo have known each other for a long time. Back when David was 16, he was sparring Zurdo. David Benavidez is a totally different animal now. I think he clips Zurdo. That's my opinion. But you never know, because Zurdo can fight. But it's just hard for me to go against David Benavidez. Then you got Billum Smith at number 2, Chet Slack at number 3. And then you guys can read the rest. The thing is about the cruiserweight division, outside of Jai Apataya, really the division's boring, But you can see Apataya has the IBF strap, Zurdo has the WBO and then WBA, and Jai Apataya wants to become undisputed. But no one seems to be in a rush to fight Jai Apataya, and you can understand why. All right, so let's cruise on past that. Now, light heavyweight. This division is on fire, man. Bivol, Bertabiev, Benavidez is out of there. He's going up to cruiserweight. Yardy just fought Benavidez, and that was a violent fight. I thought Yardy was going to get, I thought he was going to be DEAD. That's how bad that shit was. That fight should have never gone beyond like the 3rd round. That was very, very brutal. Then you got David Morrell there doing the business. Pavalsnik and these other guys. But that Bivol and Bertabiev, 2 special fighters, man. But Bertabiev was talking about wanting to fight Benavidez. No one really knows what's going on with Bivol, injury, whatever. Who knows what the truth is, but the bottom line is the 175-pound division is very interesting. Bivol still holds 3 straps. David Benavidez holds 1. I don't know what's going to happen to that WBC strap that David Benavidez holds. Is he going to be forced to give that title up as he goes up to challenge Zurdo Ramirez at 200 pounds at cruiserweight? I don't know, but we'll find out. Then Terrence Crawford. This doesn't even matter anymore. Terrence Crawford's retired. He came, did the unthinkable, man, clipped Canelo Alvarez. Hold this up. Clipped Canelo Alvarez, man, beat the big dog to face of boxing. Then something led to something between him and the WBC. Sounds like it was a money issue over them belts. Not that Terrence Crawford wasn't willing to pay something. It's just the WBC wanted, more than the other sanctioning bodies because they're greasy. They're greasy and they're greedy. So it is what it is. But I want to make sure I clear that up. So many people think Terrence Crawford didn't want to pay them. That's not the case. But he retired now, and I think that's the best thing for him to do because Mauricio Suleiman has a lot of reach. And I do believe if he wants to make Terrence Crawford miserable, I think he could. My biggest concern for Terrence Crawford, had he stayed active, was they would have had him, probably would have ended up with a false positive pen test. And that would have been all they needed to do to discredit Crawford and tarnish his legacy. And I know for a fact that the secret society is in full effect, and these are the kind of things that happen in the sport of boxing. For those of you saying, screw you, hood champion, how do you know that? All right, McNicholas, because I've done a lot of goddamn research. Corruption in boxing and bullshit like this and false pad tests, etc., and fixed fights and guys being bubbled up through the rankings because someone getting their palms greased. Go and just pull up articles and read. It goes all the way back to the damn, it goes back to the damn, man, it goes all the way back to Jack Johnson, man. But go in there and read about that shit from like the 70s and 80s, you know? Put one back. Yeah, from the 70s and 80s, you know what I'm saying? Corruption been going on for a while. But anyway, Crawford's up out of here. Canelo, they wanted him to fight. He's ranked number 1. They want him to fight number 2 ranked Iglesias for some IBF strap. Canelo doesn't want that crap. Canelo wants big money fights against opponents that he finds interesting. And Iglesias is not someone he finds interesting, and he can't blame Canelo. Why would he come out here and fight this guy Iglesias, who's from Cuba, when Canelo fought School? That whole fight was weird. But Canelo, I'm sure, don't want to get into another person who's going to box and run and move. He wants someone that's going to stand in front of him and go like Manny Pacquiao says, toe-to-toe. But anyway, Billy is a force to be reckoned with, but he gets hit a lot, but he just overwhelms opponents. Martinez and Billy is supposed to be rematching. Martinez ranked number 4. Very, very good fight the first time. Some people felt Billy did enough to edge it out. Some people felt Martinez did enough to edge it out. But in that rematch, I don't know who wins, but that's going to be another good fight. Must-see TV when Martinez and Billy get in the ring. Diego Pacheco still out here doing the business, looking more vulnerable than ever. 6'4", damn near 6'5", fights like Isak Pitbull Cruz, like he's damn 4'11". I don't know when he's going to wake up and stay behind that jab, stay long, make the fights easy. But Mexican-Americans in his DNA to go toe-to-toe and fight. But he gives up most of his advantages when he does that, and that's why his ass got tranquilized. Resendez is a good fighter. Caleb Plant still hanging on. Shiraz. What happened to Berlanga? They dropped Berlanga's ass up out of here, didn't they? Damn. What happened to Berlanga, the face of boxing? The face of New York, the face of Puerto Rico? Gave his ass the boot. Anyway, when you take a look now, because Crawford dropped the belts, the WBO is vacant. Someone's going to fight for it. The IBF is vacant. Someone's going to fight for it. And the WBC, I'm surprised they haven't elevated Billy to the WBC World Super Middleweight Champion. But it is what it is. He's still chilling in the breeze. And Resendez is the WBA champion. When you look at these rankings, matter of fact, since we're talking about it, what the hell? Berlanga is ranked number 13 by the WBO. Shishkin is, somebody just fell out. Shishkin's falling out. But Berlanga by the IBF, he's gone. Berlanga by the WBC, gone. Damn. The WBA, Berlanga ranked number 12. God damn, man. Berlanga hurt himself, boy, by he lost to Canelo, then he got tranquilized by Shiraz. Yeah, Berlanga damn near destroyed his career. We're gonna see what happens when he returns. But I tell you what, people know if they land cleanly on him, he's out of there. I don't know if Edgar Berlanga will ever be able to capture a glimpse of what he had when he was 16-0 with 16 first-round KOs. I don't think he'll ever get back to that. His attitude and everything. Matter of fact, that's a video right there. That is a video. Edgar Berlanga, attitude, and Clarissa Shields. Attitude. Let's talk about where Berlanga was, where he is now because of his attitude and mouth, and Clarissa Shields and all the trouble she's having because of her attitude and big mouth. Very interesting. Then at the 160-pound division, I don't think anybody really cares. But there's only a couple guys here that interest me. Adamus, ranked number 1. Eubank Jr., ranked number 9. I don't think he's going to stay there. Amo Williams is about to fight Adamus. Williams is ranked number 8. That's going to be a damn good fight. I think Adamus tranquilizes him. Conor Bennett is going back down to 147. Arizona De Lara is still holding on. Johnny Big Adam Canuli, I think they stripped his ass. Nah, they still has those 2 belts, but they're testing his B sample. You know, he came back with a positive PET test. I personally think his WBO and IBF straps, if his B sample comes back positive, I think those two straps should go to Erislandy Lara. That's just my opinion. But anyway, the 160-pound division is, interesting. But what really had us excited about that division was the possibility of Crawford going down and fighting Adames and fighting Alam Kanuli. But looks like we're not going to get any of that. Okay. Then at 154, probably one of the hottest divisions in boxing, pull this over. Super welterweight. Ortiz ranked number 1. Why the hell he ranked number 1? Fundora ranked number 2, Madrimov 3, Murtazaliev, Zayas, Ennis, Adams, Barrow, Bohachuk. I actually kind of agree with these rankings. I just don't know about Ortiz being number 1. I'd rather see Fundora ranked number 1 than Ortiz, but, secret society's in full effect. Xander Zayas getting ready for a fight in Puerto Rico. Murtazaliev is fighting Josh Kelly. Fundora, I ain't quite sure what he's doing. Ortiz and Ennis, they ain't never gonna fight. Both of their asses are scared. And Baru is there in the breeze waiting for an opportunity. But this is a very interesting weight division, man. 154. You got some real killers in here, man. Jonas Tellez gets busy. Keith Thurman by the WBC went down 1. He's ranked number 3. But Keith Thurman is still in the mix. People are praying that Earl Spence comes back, but I say, hold your breath. Jermell Charlo talking about coming back and making noise. He's in the gym. His ass ain't doing nothing. But one person here who I want to point out, who is working his way up the divisions, is Nikita Tszyu, Tim Tszyu's brother. Ranked by the WBO number 12, ranked by the IBF is number 6. Nikita. Okay. But the WBC and WBA, I'm sure he's going to pop up in there. It's just a matter of time. But watch out for Tim Tszyu's brother Nikita Tszyu, ranked number 12 by the WBO, and ranked number 6 by the IBF. He gets busy. I don't know what else to tell you. Nikita Tszyu is what you want to see. That man, he ain't into no boxing. That man, he's coming to brawl. You like Arturo Gatti? You like Ricardo Mayorga? You like the mash-up, crash-up type fighters? You like Nikita Tszyu. Now, Tim Tszyu, he's still trying to, get his stuff back together. He had a comeback fight, looked good. But who knows if Tim Tszyu can ever get back to the top of the 154-pound division, become a champion? I don't know. But I like Tim Tszyu. Aussie, oi. But it's really cool to see him and his brother in the rankings. Then at 147, this division is just crazy as hell. You got Haney, Norman Jr., Stan Eunice, Santillan. You got Ryan Garcia in here, man. Currell, Catara, Barrios, Rocha, Giasov. You got Paro. You got damn, what's his name talking about coming up there? I think Hitchens, Tiafimo. The 147-pound division is about to, again, be the most highlighted division in boxing. The heavyweights, of course, but 147 again. There's so much talent that's in the division already and about to move up into the division. Now, funny is Devin Haney was trying to make the Lewis Crocker fight so they could try to unify the WBO and IBF championships. But Eddie Hearn, that got shot down because he wanted Devin to sign a long-term contract with him, and Devin and his dad didn't want to do that. So Devin and Crocker, that fight won't happen. Because, of course, Eddie Hearn's like, shit, yeah, you can fight him, but if Devin wins, Eddie Hearn wants to have the titles underneath his company. But Devin and his dad turned it down. So Haney versus Crocker will not happen. Barrios is fighting Ryan Garcia, and Rolly Romero is fighting Giasov. So we got to figure out what Devin Haney's going to do next. Jack Catterall wants to fight him. As far as Lewis Crocker, not sure what's going to happen to him. Who knows? Maybe Leon Paro gets a crack. You just don't know how this stuff is going to work. But it's kind of interesting to see that Devin Haney is no longer going to get that opportunity. But anyway, you still got Manny Pacquiao out here. And you got so much other talent at the 147-pound division. Barbosa, Chikadzian still out here getting busy. Got a guy, Delonte Johnson, who's doing his thing. A lot of different names, a lot of good fighters. But the bottom line is, I want to know what's going to be next for Devin Haney. I want to know what's going to happen to my boy Brian Norman Jr., Tranquilized Man, to see if Brian Norman Jr. can get his stuff back on track. Little setback there with Devin Haney. Nothing to be ashamed of. I still think Brian Norman Jr. tranquilizes everybody. I think Devin Haney landed a shot from the gods, but you got to give him credit because he landed the shot. But without that shot, what direction would the fight have gone? We'll never know, and it doesn't matter. Devin Haney did the business. He deserves all the respect in the world. Now, down here at 140, you got Teofimo Lopez. He's about to fight Shakur Stevenson. Let me tell you something. That is not an easy fight for either guy. Hard for me to go against Shakur Stevenson, man, because all the dude like DJ Khaled, all he does is win, win, win. Teofimo Lopez does the same thing, but they both win in different styles. Shakur is cool as a fan, calm under pressure, and really makes his opponents look bad. Hard to hit, very slick, very accurate. Teofimo Lopez is athletic, explosive, strong, but he hasn't shown a lot of those qualities since he's been at 140. So, again, for Teo to be talking about going to 147 and about how he's weight drained and so hard to make 140, almost sounds like he's kind of factoring in an excuse if he loses to Shakur. But the fact that they're talking about that, yeah, bro, this is the last fight at 140, bro. Yeah, my son Teo. Yeah, he just can't do it anymore, bro. He's killing himself to make the weight. After this, we're going to 147. After we beat Shakur, we're going to 147, bro. Nobody want to hear that bullshit, man. Just goddamn go fight. And if you lose, man. But it sounds like they're already factoring in excuses. Then you come down to 135. I think I don't really have too much more to say about this, but I'll look at the other divisions, but I'll just kind of show you what's going on. Shakur's going to be fighting at 140, but he's still holding position at 135. Everybody's wondering what Tank Davis is going to do. But he doesn't care about the goddamn fans, and I don't blame him. The way the fans rake him across the coals, I don't blame him, man. The Murata and the Cruz are going to be fighting, the number 3 and 4. Cepeda, got to see when he's going to come back, what he's going to do. Mason, Schofield, 2 young gunners out here doing the business. Mason is a champion now for the WBO. And the other guys. Okay? So let me skip on past them. At 130, Shaky Foster, man. I like Shaky Foster. He gets busy. Then you got Navarrete, Kakasi. You guys can take a look for yourself. Ray Ford. But that Shaky Foster can fight. People, I don't know what the problem is out here. They better put some respect on his name. He can fight. And you come down to 126. Bruce Cranston, I think it's this weekend. I got to double check, but I know he's fighting. I think it's this weekend. But I got to take a look and see. Bruce Cranston is back. Fulton just fought Shaky Foster and got embarrassed. But it is what it is. It's boxing. And these are the racket stacks. Some of these faces in here, man, I know most of them. But some of them, I don't even know who the hell they are. But Bruce Carrington is my guy. I was hoping he and Naoya anyway can get the fight going. They're only 4 pounds apart. But you never know. But there goes Naoya anyway. He's the big dog. One of the pound-for-pound greats in boxing. Just don't see anybody beating him. He'll probably beat himself by him having to bubble up to 135, 147 or something. And then you'll see him just be too small to compete. But there's something special about Naoya anyway. And I'm going to keep telling you that, man. Just look at him. The man's been undisputed at 120. He's undisputed at 122. Was undisputed at, 4 weight divisions? 3 weight divisions? Absolutely crazy, man. Anyway, these are the lower weight classes. A lot of great fighters. You see all them Japanese flags? Them Japanese fighters, man, I'm telling you. I lived out there. Japanese fighters will whip your ass. They spar differently, I'm telling you. I talked about it before in other videos. You're sparring out there in Korea and Asia and China, they're trying to kill you. It's a cultural thing. And Jesse Bam Rodriguez is definitely has the smaller weight classes on fire right now. Anyway, man, that's it. Some of them boxing rankings, I don't agree with some of those boxing rankings, but it is what it is. It ain't supposed to make sense to me, I guess. It's supposed to make sense to the people who want to have certain fighters in certain positions so they can make certain fights. Anyway, man, y'all keep cool. See what else I'm gonna do. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm wide awake. I was tired, man. Went to bed at goddamn, fell asleep at like 7. Woke up at 2. So I figured let me drop some videos. Then go lay down again. Get ready for the morning. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.